You go. For Suzanna Ohlsen, assistant coach for the SPU women's basketball team. A lot of you may remember Suzanna, star student and athlete here, graduated in 2015, now an assistant coach. Sue, talk about the coaching thing. Was that something you saw yourself getting into at any time?
I had no intention of being involved with basketball really in any shape or form after graduating. And then I ended up going to South Korea for a year, playing basketball there. And then at that point, I was okay, I'm pretty convinced I'm hanging up the shoes. But God kind of laughed at the plans that I was making, and I ended up here coaching for the season, and I'm absolutely loving the experience. The girls have been fabulous, thoroughly enjoying the fellow coaching staff and the rest of the athletic staff as well. It's just been a really good experience.
What's been your favorite thing about coaching so far?
My favorite thing has been seeing the girls that I used to play with, just seeing how they've matured as young women, and seeing how their game has improved on the court. I actually played with 6 of the current players when I was here, so it's just been really awesome seeing how they've matured and grown in all aspects of their lives.
Now, are you working with just the guards, or are you working with all the different players?
I'm definitely more of a point guard specialist. Not too much I can do for Julia Haney teaching her post moves. I could probably teach her like a sky hook if she wants to miss 100% of the shots she takes. But yeah, definitely more of a point guard coach. Been working with some of the girls individually, just on attack moves and finishing at the basket.
What's been the biggest challenge you've found about coaching?
One of the biggest challenges is I didn't realize how much time, energy, and effort went into creating scouts. When I was here, I always paid attention to the scouts, and I did appreciate them and all the game film sessions. But I kind of was of the mindset of, I can just go in and work my hardest and do my own thing, and I'll follow the scout, but, it'll be fine. I didn't really appreciate all the time and effort that went into creating those scouting reports. And so now that I'm on the other end and I'm, watching 5 or 6 games and spending 20 hours watching game film and compiling these scouts and player tendencies and whatnot, it's like, okay, you guys better know and memorize my entire scout. So that's probably been the most eye-opening, I guess maybe difficult thing that I've had, but it's been a great experience.
Team is 10-3 so far. Your thoughts on just about the first half of the season we're through now?
We started off really strong. We beat some pretty formidable opponents, so I think that's a really good way to just build some confidence. And we're really excited coming into January, playing a couple of really great teams in the next couple weeks. We're looking forward to some more success.
You're applying for medical school. Talk to us about that process a little bit. And that's one of the reasons you've been able to be here this year while you go through that rather lengthy application process.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually did attend a year of pharmacy school after I got back from Korea. And throughout that process, I really discovered that while I enjoyed pharmacology and my studies of physiology, my heart actually lied with medicine. And so I ended up leaving that program. And as I'm applying to medical schools, it's a very lengthy process. As you mentioned, you have to take the MCAT, you have to submit the primary applications, submit secondary applications, do all these interviews where you're flying all the way across the country. So it's definitely a time, energy, and financially intensive process, which is why it's been so great to be able to just come back and kind of fall into the flow of things here at SPU, where I know the girls, I know the system. So it just kind of worked out perfectly, I think, for both Coach Heisey trying to find someone last second, and then me trying to find a job last second. It's just been it's been a huge God thing.
Obviously, medical school, medicine, that's a very demanding career, but maybe somewhere down the road you see yourself getting back into hoops, or are you really hanging them up for good maybe after this?
It's funny, I've learned that I can really never say never.
Okay.
Because I've made all these plans. If you asked me a few years ago where I thought I'd be, I would say I'd be getting my PharmD right now, and I'd probably be a 3rd or 4th year student. And here I am just applying to graduate schools and coaching and having gone and spent a year in Korea and whatnot. So I'm never gonna say that I'm done with anything, and I do have a hunch that I probably will be involved in the future. If I'm in the area next year, I would love to be involved with this team in some sort of capacity, practice playing or whatnot. If I'm far away, I'll obviously keep on rooting for SPU from afar, and maybe in the future coaching some of the younger kids as I kind of transition into the next stage of my life. So who knows?
All right.